Victor went into another room to follow up on something he saw. And as I'm walking in with the camera, there's a voice that actually swears at me that says, "You're f***ing dead."
I heard it through my headphones. I almost flicked my headphones off.
I told him my heart was pounding.
I couldn't explain why that came out the way it did. It was none of us.
And seconds later, as I'm panning to the left, there's an apparition that is there for like 3 seconds and then just disappears.
It's a split second. Once you pause the video, you can see an outline of a head, shoulders, and body leave that room through a window that was obviously still intact.
And I believe he's the one that was threatening me. I hate to admit, but I'm in this room alone, and it got me nervous. EMF meter was going off.
We had a little bleep on it. And at that same moment, we had a little shadow that came across the wall.
Our camera guy, Leo, heard footsteps maybe a second or two before the shadow occurred.
It wasn't a shadow of us. It didn't look like a person. It looked like a black mass that just left the area and it crossed over into the other room. When we went back and looked at the video of that shadow, it looks like just like a blink, like really quick. When we slowed it down, it was a long shadow. And it traveled across the back wall from frame to frame.
It really makes you realize there's something down there that you just can't explain, and you don't know what the intent of the spirit is, if it's here to cause you harm or it's just trying to show itself.
Could be something.
Goodness.
The shadow. So I can stand up there, or while you're taking a shot.
Goodness.
The shadow.
Goodness.
The shadow. The shadow. The shadow. The shadow.
As I was walking in, the only thing I had with me was a camera and the audio recorder that I placed down on the rims. As I'm walking in, I'm trying to be as careful as possible without tripping over stuff. It was completely dark in there. The only thing you can see is the red dots from what's operating, that's recording. And as I'm walking through and navigating through the rims, I started provoking a little bit, and we did a little bit earlier, and we got some good results, so I thought, why not?
Can you give us a little something?
So as I'm saying, come on, let's do something, it's boring, this is BS. It wasn't even 30 seconds or a minute later after I said, come on, do something. And it knocked over a stack of rims.
Something had strength enough to push these car rims to the ground. I couldn't grab the walkie-talkie fast enough to let them know what I saw.
When I set the tape recorder down on the stack of rims, I thought that caused it to be unsettled. I looked down and I saw the rims, and I realized it wasn't the stack that I had placed the recorder on. I asked the spirit to show me something, and I got more than I bargained for.
I was worried about Victor. If something had strength to push these rims down, what could they do to a human being that's down there?
I couldn't control what I was feeling, and I tried to hold it together, but I remember feeling very, very afraid at that moment.
I was definitely worried for his safety. The whole night was crazy. It was non-stop activity from the time we got there to the time we left.
It became one of those moments that will stick with me for the rest of my life.